What's up everyone? So real quickly, if you just want to get to the bottom line of today's video and get right into the gist of it, just go ahead and skip to this point right up here in today's video. But before we jump into the rest of that, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on my BMW M4 because I think you definitely all deserve to know what's going on with it. So I keep talking about how I have a lot of mods coming on the way, yet nothing has really happened to this car at the moment. There's just been a lot of unfortunate delays with like shipping and just figuring out certain aspects. So I actually have a set of coilovers in for the car, and I'm not going to disclose what those are specifically just yet. I want it to sort of be a surprise for the video. I do have camber plates coming on the way, and that's actually what's taking me so long to get those installed, is because I want to get the camber plates and the coilovers mounted at the same time. Do have a couple of bolt-ons coming on the way soon here. And I do have a couple of other carbon fiber accessories and bits courtesy of my friends over at Keys Motorsports, so make sure to check them out for all your BMW performance products and needs. And hopefully by the end of the year, a big chunk of that stuff can be knocked out because this car is going to look absolutely epic, and I can't wait to share some more details about this car and this build process with you guys very soon.
Oh my god. This is why I make these videos, guys. This is why I do what I do, because it's just moments like these where you're just hooning the car around, just having fun and taking it easy, nothing crazy out here in these back roads, but definitely pushing the car a little bit. It's so much fun. It's so planted. Woo! All right, let's chill it out and get into the video, guys. What is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic as always. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing some really important things that you should be considering prior to purchasing a BMW M4 or an M3 from the F80 generation. A lot of people that I've talked with that have owned these cars usually either love them and end up keeping them for quite a while, or they are not in love with the car and they usually end up selling the car after just like 6 to 8 months, sometimes a year, year and a half, at the very latest. So I wanted to sort of make a video diving deep into an explanation regarding this and why this car sort of has these polar opposite sides, to where some people are madly in love with it, and then some people just are not the biggest fan of the car. But again, I just wanted to have a little bit of a discussion as well as a breakdown of some things that you should be considering. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into it. And that's going to actually lead into the first point, which is the sort of personality type that the M4 somewhat represents. Now, if you're someone that has that very type A personality, in the sense where the type of car that you're looking for is something that has very impressive numbers on paper, objectively speaking is a really, really good car. It has a ton of technological advancements from the previous generations of that specific car, then one of these cars is definitely going to suit you quite a bit. But then again, if you're more of that type B category, if you will, of someone that's looking for a extremely connected driving experience, something that's going to have a lot of emotional appeal, something that is going to feel very visceral when you're rowing through gears with a 6-speed manual gearbox, and something that has an incredible exhaust note that varies quite a bit throughout the RPM band, this car probably isn't going to be for you. And I don't want to make it seem like these cars aren't fun to drive or that they're not enjoyable in any way, because they most definitely are. But one thing that you do have to understand about the M4 is that it is a very purpose-built car, and that's something that I've said quite a bit in my previous videos. I almost feel like a broken record saying this. This car from a technological and hardware standpoint, is a significant leap above the previous generation M3, which was the E92. If you look at a lot of the advancements in the material technology that was implemented into the body panels of these cars, the torsional rigidity, the improvements to the gearbox, and then of course the S55 engine and a number of other different suspension and chassis tweaks, it is a really, really substantial leap. Now, a lot of people, even with all of those upgrades, were not in love with the F82 when it was first released. They said it just felt like it was lacking emotion, like it was lacking some sort of a soul in it. And I can definitely get behind why those people are saying that. I mean, for one, the exhaust note is not the most charismatic sounding by any means, especially when you had something as glorious as that cross-plane V8 that revved past 8,000 RPM in the E92, as well as the switch to an electronic power steering system from the older hydraulic rack that felt very, very connected to the road. I can understand, once again, why a lot of people had their complaints and reservations. Another thing about this car is that it is very twitchy. It feels like it's on edge constantly, and to some people they will love that. I personally really enjoy that aspect about the car. I like the fact that it feels on edge. I like the fact that this car always wants to kill you to an extent. It just makes it feel like this car is untamable, and I feel like that's part of the fun experience about a sports car, is driving something that you know that you have to respect, and that once you are able to learn its limits, it's an absolute monster, and that's definitely what these cars are. But if you look at the E92 M3 or even other sports cars in the segment, they are more easy to drive per se, and they offer a greater degree of driving confidence, and they're not necessarily going to step out and kill you every time you mash the gas pedal going into a turn or something. The E92 M3, the B8 Audi RS5 with the 4.2 liter V8 engine as well, those are all cars that you can stab the gas pedal and you're not going to have traction issues. Well, the Audi, of course, is all-wheel drive, and the E92 M3 just didn't make a whole lot of torque and made the vast majority of its power well into the RPM range, past 5,000-6,000 RPM. So it's a very different animal going between the two cars. Even right there on that pole, the car accelerated so violently, but MDM is kicking in, restricting power, and on an upshift, when you have the DCT gearbox and its hardest shift setting, as I've stated previously many times on this channel, MDM will cut in once again. So for a lot of people, they may not find that enjoyable. Some people are just looking to get into a sports car that they can rev out, that's going to sound amazing, that's going to have a very connected feel with the steering and the manual gearbox that it provides. And unfortunately, in the F8X cars, I don't necessarily think that's all there. I think this car was built with the track mindset and the just objective performance mindset. And for those specific reasons, I really like the car. I don't necessarily need something that's going to have the most emotional appeal or something that's just gonna make me feel as if I'm one with the car per se. I just want something that's gonna be dialed in, focused, feel very precision oriented, and it's gonna have a lot of performance under it. And that's what this car definitely provides. So I think for a lot of people, it is a interesting toss-up to an extent. And again, I don't want to make it seem like these cars aren't fun to drive or they're not going to provoke an emotional response out of you, because there are definitely a lot of times where you're going to be laughing, you're going to be having a great time with these cars. But this generation of M3 and M4 focused a lot more on just good handling, lightweight performance, and just being fast. And that is really what these cars have to offer. So if that's not necessarily what you're looking for out of a car, or that's not necessarily what's on the top of your priority list in terms of what attracts you to a sports car, then this car probably is not for you. Something like the E92 M3 or the Audi RS5, or even just something with a naturally aspirated power plant and a 6-speed manual gearbox, hydraulic power steering, is probably going to be something closer to an ideal pick for you. So I just wanted to sort of break that down, just as it's a really big major consideration that I think a lot of people should really figure out for themselves before they just go out and purchase one of these cars. And obviously one way you can do that is by thoroughly test driving all the cars that you are looking to purchase and figuring out which one is going to be best for you. With all that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you are new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe down below and hit that notification bell to get notified whenever I post a new video. Also, make sure to hit that thumbs up button to help spread awareness about this video and maybe get it to other people that are potentially in the market for one of these cars or would be interested in the same content. With all that being said, guys, I will catch you on the next one. I got a ton of mods coming on the way for this car, just taking forever with shipping times at the moment, but I can't wait to start building this thing and getting back into business with the M4. I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.